Ready to be part of it? Part of the show? Welcome back,
Yeah, part of the show.
Uh-huh. Welcome back, everybody, to our channel. As you can see behind me here, there's Sweet Hubs. Babe, honey. So I wanted to fill you guys in. I think the last place we left off yesterday, today is Sunday. It is about 8:45. Wanted to check in with you guys and let you know about what was going on with his MRI. The last time we talked, we discussed that he had not had any kind of testing or anything since he'd been in the hospital. So yesterday, I came back in and I talked to one of the nurses, and I explained to her that I wanted to talk to the neurologist. She said that he wasn't working at this hospital right now, but that she could page him. So she paged him. He did not reply. She paged him 2 other times from what I was told. I finally told her that if I did not get a chance to talk with him, that I was going to go all the way up to the board of trustees and the person that runs the hospital. I did not feel that the neurologist passing Harry off to his regular neurologist after he'd stayed in the hospital for 3 or 4 days was the right thing to do. The whole reason, again, that we talked about in the last video was that the whole reason that we had him put into the hospital was to have him checked neurologically to find out what was causing his dizzy spells. So to have the neurologist come in that's at the hospital say, well, we're just going to refer him to his neurologist outside the hospital when you get out, that was not acceptable. I was very, very upset with that, because if that was the case, and this is what I told the nurse, if that was the case, then I could have just taken him home. I could have been checking his blood sugars. I could have been checking his blood pressure and everything else, the same things that they were doing at home, and keeping track of them, and wait and make an appointment to see his regular neurologist and get him in without paying this exorbitant hospital bill. So after what I understand is either the second or the third text or messaging to the neurologist here, he did come by, and he came in and introduced himself and explained that he had already seen Harry and made the referral to Harry's normal neurologist. So my question to him was why he did not take care of it here. He says, well, his doctor, Dr. On, does not work out of the Charlton Hospital, does not come to the hospital. And I said, well, that's fine. Then why can't you do something? That's why we're here, is for you to run any test to find out why he was dizzy. And his question to me was, well, what exactly kind of tests were you expecting me to run? Needless to say that did not set very well with me. I don't feel that that's the way it should be run at a hospital. I don't think it should be up to the patient to beg to have a test run from the doctor. And I simply told him that I expected for him to run an MRI or a CAT scan on my husband's brain to find out why he was in the hospital for dizziness, especially since he was supposed to be released for physical therapy. So after I told him that his answer to me with referring him outside the hospital was unacceptable, we kind of had a little bit of a stare down. And I kept looking him in the eyes until he looked away, and then finally told me, well, I'll get him a test on the schedule then. And I'm like, okay, I appreciate it, because we want to have something to compare from back whenever he had his original MRI in January. So I went home, and it was kind of late. It was probably about 11 o'clock when I headed home last night. And this morning called Harry and He was actually eating his breakfast, weren't you, baby? He was eating his breakfast, and they had come in first thing this morning, and I talked with the nurse this afternoon, that they came in before Harry had even eaten breakfast and got him down to his MRI. So he did get the MRI. Now, we don't have the results yet, but the test has been run. So we'll wait and see if we can get those compared to his January MRI to see if there's any difference, to see what's going on with his dizziness and his spells, see what's going on. He's been having some good days and with his walking around. He does have walking with a walker, and he's doing very well, stabilizing himself with that. So the next phase, after I find out what's going on with this MRI, to see if they're going to go ahead and give me the results or send the doctor on, I don't know at this point. But I do know that when the hospital opens tomorrow, I can go down and get copies of all the tests that have been run for him. So I can go down and get any of his records, which whenever I go home tonight, I've got to make sure I get his power of attorney, or my power of attorney for him, and bring back up here. At this point, we have to see what's going on with his brain, why he's causing dizzy spells, and then we are looking at rehab. Now, they have made the decision to send him to outside rehab, or they're calling it acute rehab therapy. Now, what that means is they will be sending him to a facility that's part of the Methodist system, and he will be staying there at that facility. He'll have his own private room, and they will be giving him intensive physical therapy 3 hours a day. He has a whole structure system, and we'll talk about that in another video. I'm not going to go on about that today. I just wanted to catch y'all up with the MRI to let you know that it had been taken care of, and we're going to see where we go from there. So I'll fill you in on the rehab on the next video, and where we're going with that and what we're going to be doing. I don't know when he's going to be transferred as yet. I'm assuming that they're going to be looking at the MRI results, and maybe we'll know tomorrow when he's going to be moved. So we're hoping that the short time that he's going to be in therapy is going to be, less than 2 weeks, we're hoping. And that's what we've got going from there. So anyway, I'm going to shut this down. This hospital lighting is killing me, and I need to head home so I can start getting everything ready for him. And he's going to need to get some sleep because he just got his medication. So thank you all for your continued prayers, and have a good evening, and I'll talk to y'all later. Bye.